I come from group 4. On this occasion, I will explain about input and output in computer organization architecture. Straight away for the first part, I will explain about definition of input and output. How does input and output work? Example of how input and output work in computer application. Understanding keyboard and mouse. How does keyboard and mouse work? And understanding monitor and printer and how monitor and printer work. Straight away, I will explain about the definition of input and output. Definition input and output. In computer organization architecture, input and output are two fundamental concepts that enable a computer to interact with its external environment. Input is the process of entering data or command into a computer system via an input device. This input device can be a keyboard, mouse, or other device that send data to the computer. Data entered through an input device will be processed by the central processing unit or CPU. Output is the process of displaying or sending the result of data processing from a computer to an output device. Output device include monitor, printer, or external storage device, which enable the result of such processing to be seen, heard, or stored by the user. For the next, I will explain about how input and output work. How input and output work. Input: data entry by user or external device. The process begins when a user enters data or command via an input device such as a keyboard and mouse. The data entered is usually in the form of text, image, or number from the external environment. Data delivery to CPU. Data that has been converted into digital format is then sent via the bus or communication line in a computer to the central processing unit or CPU for further processing. Next, I will explain about how input and output work. Output is data processing by CPU. After the input data is processed by the CPU, the results are then prepared to be sent to the output device. This data can be in the form of text, image, or other form that suit the user need. Data delivery to output device. The result of data processing are sent from the CPU to the output device via the bus. This bus allow data transfer between the CPU and output device, such as a monitor, printer, or external storage.
Nah, jadi di sini gue mau bahas apa itu logical structure dalam sistem input dan output. Sebelumnya kita pasti akan tahu ya, ketika kita menjalani suatu perangkat, pasti ada namanya input, processing, dan output. Input adalah suatu kata kerja atau perintah yang di-input melalui sistem. Contoh ketika kita sebagai user, ketika kita memerintahkan suatu sistem, maka kita perlu adanya input. Nah, dari input selalu adanya processing atau proses yang akan dikerjakan di dalam sistem tersebut dan akan mengeluarkan output. Nah, jadi seperti itu. Nah, pada kali ini jadi gue akan bahas sedikit apa itu logical structure untuk kalian dalam bahasa Indonesia dan bahasa Inggris agar kalian dapat mengerti. Oke, kita nggak usah lama-lama, langsung aja kita next selanjutnya. Oke. How does the logical structure work? Bagaimana cara logical structure ini bekerja? Yang pertama, input. You type the word on the keyboard. Ya, this word become input of the computer. Its meaning in Indonesian adalah ketika kita menginput suatu kata atau perintah, maka apa yang bisa kita lakukan sebagai user? Biasanya kita menggunakan keyboard. Yes, keyboard adalah suatu ketikan atau disebut dengan input ya, perangkat input untuk masukkan kelola kata dan nanti akan diprocessing melalui proses tersebut. Nah, yang kedua adalah processing. Processing adalah ketika kita sudah menerapkan suatu kata atau perintah, maka akan difiltrasi oleh sistem dan akan dibaca dan melakukan proses tersebut. Yang ketiga adalah storage. Documents that have been typed will be saved on the hard disk for later use. Yang artinya ketika sudah diproses dia akan disimpan ke main memory, ya baik itu primary ataupun second, dan ketika sudah selesai dia akan kembali dan mengeluarkan output. Dan yang keempatnya baru output ya. You print the document so that the result of the data processing can be used the physical form. Jadi ketika kita sudah melakukan semua processingnya maka akan tampil di bagian outputnya. Oke, kita lanjut yang ketiga adalah structure. Ya, structure logical input dan output. Nah, kalian pasti bakal bingung nih logikanya apa. Yang pertama itu ada input, yang kedua ada CPU, yang ketiga ada output ya. Input berdasarkan kayak seperti kita user. Ketika sudah melakukan input biasa ada yang disebut dengan ada black of diagram komputer, dan ketika sudah masuk ke CPU ada yang disebut control unit, arithmetical unit, primary. Nah, control unit untuk mengatur, dan arithmetic logika adalah memfiltrasi atau membaca suatu data. Ini akan dikalkulasin kemana, dan ketika sudah selesai maka akan dicampurlah ke primary memory dan second memory lalu ke input. Oke, kita next selanjutnya.
Input and output scheduling in computer organizational architecture. Input and output, or I/O, scheduling is the process of organizing and managing input and output operation to ensure that device can function efficiently and without conflict in a computer system. The goal is to optimize system performance, reduce waiting times, and ensure that data can be transferred smoothly between device and the CPU. Next, I/O scheduling goals. Scheduling helps manage input and output operations in a computer system. The main goal: first, make the system handle multiple I/O requests efficiently. Second, reduce conflict. Prevent device from trying to access the CPU or memory at the same time. Third, minimize idle time. Ensure device and the CPU are always working when needed. Next, I/O scheduling mechanism. First come, first served, or FCFS. Tasks are handled in the order they arrive. It's simple but can cause long wait times for some tasks. Second, scan, or elevator algorithm. The system handles tasks in one direction, like an elevator, before refreshing. This helps reduce wait times and conflict. Next, how to schedule I/O in working computer systems. First, request queue. I/O requests from programs or device are stored in a queue. The operating system selects requests based on scheduling algorithms. Second, I/O controller. Each I/O device has a controller that handles operations and communicates with the CPU. Next, example of I/O scheduling in an application. First, data transfer. If multiple programs want to write to disk, they are quiet and handled one by one. Second, printer use. If multiple users send print jobs, they are printed in the order they were received. Next, input and output problems in computer organizational architecture. Next, input and output problems in computer organizational architecture. First, data transfer speed. Different devices have different speeds, cause delays. Second, device compatibility. Not all devices work with all systems, leading to issues. And last, example of input and output problems in computer organizational architecture. First, input lag. Delay when typing or moving the mouse. The solution is update drivers or OS. Second, monitor issues. Screen not displaying properly. The solution is check cables, update drivers, or replace the graphic card. Okay, I feel enough from our group. Thank you for attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.